sun. So we went down to Miami, and I also got to see my grandmother who lives in Miami. So it was a nice trip. I live in New York City, and it's funny because one time my hairdresser was like, Miami is closer to Manhattan than, like, out in the Hamptons on Long Island, because, it takes so long to get there by car, and Miami is just a, 2.5-hour flight away. But, as that relates to today's video, I'm going to be reading facts about Miami, Florida. So we stayed in Miami Beach, but, the city of Miami, I'm sure that includes Miami Beaches, is a, big city, which I bet has a rich history, and I'm about to read some facts about that today. This article says 38 incredibly interesting and fun facts about Miami, Florida, and it was posted on April 25th, 2020, so pretty recent. And before getting into the facts, it says there are so many interesting facts about Miami and Florida. If you get a chance to discover the magic city, you will quickly figure that there are loads to do there. Honestly, it's like when we went to Miami, we didn't do loads, but I know there's loads to do there and things to see. But this also wasn't our first trip to Miami. We've probably gone 4 or 5 times since we started dating. My boyfriend really likes it. Anyway, in this article, you will discover amazing fun facts about Miami. It will help you understand what the city is all about. So are you ready? Let's discover those Miami facts. These are not numbered, but there's 38. I probably won't get to all of them. We can see how far I get. Fact number one says, Miami is the only major American city founded by a woman. Oh, that's cool. Miami was founded in 1896 by Julia Tuttle. She is the only woman in the United States known for having founded a major city. Julia Tuttle was originally from Cleveland. She got to Florida in 1874 with her dad. At the time, Miami was nothing else than a big mosquito-infested swamp. Somehow, she liked what she saw and decided to make a city out of it. In 1896, the city was incorporated, making her the official founder of Miami. I wonder if there's going to be a fact about the name Miami and where that came from. Fact number two. Miami is not Florida's capital. I knew that. Tallahassee is Florida's capital. Miami is such a famous city in Florida that it is often mistaken for being Florida's capital city, but it is not. As a matter of fact, it's not the biggest city in Florida either. Florida's capital city is Tallahassee. The biggest city in Florida by size is Jacksonville. Fact number three. Tequistas. Tequustas of Biscayne Bay were located in southwest Florida. The Calusa, Calusa tribe was of the most southern part of Florida. Finally, the last but not least, the Miami tribe, and that is Mayaimi, were located by the Lake Miami, now known as Lake Okeechobee. The river that derives from this lake down to the city of Miami was called River Miami and gave it its name. And that's cool. I like that fact. Fact number three. Oh, no, that was fact number 3. This is fact number 4. Miami's nickname is Magic City. Miami is an incredible city in the way it was built from scratch. The city went from mangrove to one of the most important cities in the world in no time. The exceptionally quick growth is the main reason why it was nicknamed Magic City. Other reasons include its amazing climate and marketing purposes to attract northerners. My grandmother lives there because she's from Cuba. And, Miami is like little Havana. So a lot of people outside of Cuba who live in the United States live in Miami. I mean, she is from Cuba and then lived in New York and New Jersey and then just moved down to Miami when she retired. But Miami is so Spanish speaking. And obviously a great place for a native Spanish speaker to live. The next fact, I think this is 5, is Miami is the only U.S. city bordered by 2 national parks, the Everglades I'm really burning through these. It only snowed once in Miami. Snow was only recorded once in Miami in 200 years. It was on the 19th of January in 1977. It was such an unusual event that it was on the front of every newspaper. It's basically safe to say that it's pretty much impossible to see snow in Miami. That's honestly, that's why we go to Miami, because you can lay on a beach there. New Year's Day, you can lay on a beach there in November. That's why it's so nice for us to go down there when I'm feeling like I want to just lay on a beach. It's like you can always go to Miami. We were thinking about going to Arizona, another place with, warm weather all the time, but, there's pools there, but you can't, go to the beach in Arizona. So, it was Miami it is. It's also a much quicker flight to Miami than to Arizona from New York City. Yeah, when I was packing too, I was like, am I bringing good clothes? Because I was just bringing summer clothes, and I was like, am I gonna be too cold? Do I need to bring jackets and stuff? And I was like, I'm gonna be too cold in these dresses. And then I wore them at night, and it was perfectly fine because it's 70. It's so nice out. Next fact. Miami is home to the largest concentration of street art in the USA, all located in Wynwood District. I've been there, not in this past trip, but I've been to Wynwood. If you ever saw Instagram photos with murals in Miami, chances are they are taken in Wynwood. Wynwood is home to a very big and important art community. You will find many murals all over the district, and particularly at the Wynwood Walls Urban Center. Wynwood Walls Urban Center. The interesting thing about Wynwood, though, is that before becoming one of America's favorite Instagram spots, it was considered a bad neighborhood. Made of old warehouses, Wynwood was an industrial district. It was known as the clothing district in the 90s. In the 2000s, a group of artists started taking over these abandoned warehouses to paint on walls. Art is a way of expression, and by doing so, they tried to get their message across. Wynwood was a working-class neighborhood with a humble beginning. Thanks to the effort of the art community, it became one of the hippest neighborhoods in the world. Yeah, Wynwood is definitely a destination to go to. It's very cool. I think whoever wrote this article is British. When they spell favorite and neighborhood, they have a U in there, so I'm like, is this a British author? Next fact says, Miami played an important role during World War I due to its ideal location on the southern coast of Florida. Miami played a very important role in the battle against German submarines during World War II. This had a direct impact on its population as it increased to almost 500,000 during the war. celebrating culture from the Americas. It's an event not to be missed. You'll find all sorts of activities and shows during the day, and of course, plenty of domino players. Wow, I've been to Versailles with my mom and my grandma when I was a kid, but I feel like I should go back. It sounds fun. I don't know why I said that. The food's good. It's like I probably had a Cuban sandwich. But I should definitely go there next time my boyfriend and I go there. The next fact says, and I didn't know this, but the next fact says, Miami also has a Haitian district, Little Haiti. Do you guys hear my heat going? My heat's really blasting. I looked over to check what's right next to it. My Roomba that we don't use. It's not touching it, so I think it should be fine. Anyway, back to the facts. Little Haiti. Similar to the way Little Havana came to life, Little Haiti is a quirky and cultural district founded by over 30,000 exiles from Haiti. The district is home to French Creole culture. Originally named Lemon City, it became Little Haiti in 2006. You will find there some of the best food in Miami. If you're looking for exotic, traditional, and authentic food, Little Haiti is the place for you. I wonder, so I went to New Orleans in 2019 before the pandemic, and we took a few historical tours of New Orleans and learned about New Orleans' history with the Haitian Revolution. So I wonder if it's as present in Miami as it is in New Orleans. I really don't know. I mean, it being Haitian culture and the volume of people from Haiti. I think I'm probably gonna read 2 or 3 more facts on this article. This one, it's very long. The next one says, Miami is a melting pot, one of the most cosmopolitan cities in the U.S. As you may have understood, Miami is home to a big Cuban and Haitian community, but that's not all. Miami is a true melting pot, one of the most cosmopolitan cities in the world. There are people from over 121 countries, and about 70 different languages are spoken there. Spanish is particularly common, almost as much as English. It's funny because if you guys watched my New York City facts video, I'm not sure if it's in part 1 or part 2, but a New York City fact was about how much of a melting pot the city was, and it did list how many countries and languages, so I had to go back to that article to see how Miami ranks. Next fact says, the Cuban sandwich was invented in Florida. This one is a bit of an odd one, as it's not quite a fact about Miami, but yet it kind of is. Let me explain. The Cuban sandwich, as we know it in the U.S., was invented in Florida. It was confirmed by historians that it was invented in Ybor City, Tampa, but yet Miamians, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, people from Miami, have always argued this fact. consider their Cuban sandwich more authentic and want to be acknowledged as the inventor of the Cuban sandwich. Well, hot take here. I always thought the Cuban sandwich was actually from Cuba, not Florida, be it Tampa or Miami, so that's interesting. Next fact says Miami is home to the only swimming pool on the National Registration of Historical Places, the Venetian pool. And there's no additional text about that fact, so the one fact after that is Miami is known as the recreational diving capital of the world. And let me say that recreational spelled rec, like W-R-E-C-K, recreational. There have been over 75 shipwrecks in Miami waters, perfect for scuba divers. As previously mentioned, Miami is a massive port, which means that a lot of boats also sink there. If you like diving, you will love Miami. Next fact says the first Burger King was in Miami in 1954. Insta Burger King, now known as Burger King, opened its first location in the world. It was 3090 Northwest 36th Street in Miami. Now the chain owns 14,000 restaurants worldwide. Next fact says buildings in Miami don't have basements. Miami was built on mangroves and sandy lands. It is impossible to build any kind of basements or subways here, as the ground is not hard and stable enough. Therefore, you won't find any basements in Miami. And the last fact that I'm gonna read is sunscreen was invented in Miami. The first version of sunscreen was invented in World War II by a Miami Beach resident, Benjamin Green. The pharmacist was serving as an airman back then and wanted to create something to protect him and his friends from getting sunburned. This is now the first version of what we know as sunscreen. I mean, yeah, you're in Miami, you definitely